Welcome back to another tumultuous Tuesday in Chatted Up Sports World. I will tell you what, boys, Saturday and Sunday delivered in the upset central, the comeback central, and the NFL. Titans with the greatest win of all time. That's what we're going to call it. And UNC with the worst loss of all time. We have coaches that clearly are not going to make it past this year. If you don't know James Franklin, well, get to know him somewhere else because I don't know if that's going to happen. I can't wait to get into all the details. UCLA, man, great stuff. A lot of SEC teams off. We've got to revisit our playoff brackets. We have some love, hate, and we have some panic and patience from our man G Money. But first, Joseph, hit that theme music. We have zero liability for whatever happens to your eardrums amongst that bass. It gets us every time. We are joined in the house by three of my best friends and one long distance. To my right, young Drew.
What's up, dude?
Long live the legend. How are you today, buddy?
I'm good. Falcons didn't play, so I didn't have to worry about that. Commodores lost, but I got to see the worst parts of the internet come out in Bama Twitter. Props to Joseph. Georgia Twitter is not as low as it gets. It's Tennessee and Bama Twitter for sure. So I'm good. I'm happy I get to see that and figure out what that was about.
No doubt about it. We have Malcolm Manziel over here. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Hey, so honored to be here. And it's actually Vol Twitter. It's not Tennessee Twitter.
Haven't earned that yet. You got to win an Annie.
That's 98, brother. We'll take it forever. So I'll take it. All right. At least I was alive. I don't know if you were actually. Were you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, by about 4 years.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Somebody that's also in their big 3-0s behind the lens, Joseph Guthrie.
Yeah. Rocking the big 3-0s and the big 3 hours of sleep last night. We're grinding. We're not on flu game, but we're trying. Brain, for whatever reason, decided to go full Tavon Austin highlight tape level of just the worst decisions I've ever made in my life last night. So that was on repeat, keeping me up. But we're here and we're alive.
I love it. There's nothing like revisiting your middle school worst decision.
Yeah.
And it just surfaces back up for no reason at all.
Yeah. And you're sitting there alone and your face turns red and you're just like, why? I don't know.
From the top of a beautiful building in downtown Florence, Alabama, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Greg Larnard. Welcome in, brother.
What's up, boys? Misery to Happy Valley this week.
Yes. That must have been worst flight of the week, no doubt. James Franklin. That had to suck.
Yeah. That had to been tough. His days are certainly numbered there, and it's about damn time because it should have been a while ago.
Yeah, I was listening to a Penn State fan talk about it today. It's like we built up everything basically over the last 2 or 3 years for this to be like the game. Like we kept everybody. We went out and just got all this money. We're going to keep Drew Aller. We're going to keep all these NFL guys. We got our 2 running backs that are going to be first rounders, no doubt. That's what every Penn State fan was saying. And they said, hey, man, can't beat Oregon. And then you're just going to falter. The 3 time zone thing lives on. It is a tough bet to go against, and I never would have thought, because I thought UCLA was literally the worst team in the country there for a while. But that might be my Carolina Tar Heels.
Long live Jerry Neuheisel.
Long live. 33 years old, boys. That blonde hair just lived on. Picture of the weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, incredible. Just getting lifted up and Gatorade bath, the whole thing. That was cool.
For the second time, by the way, on a UCLA sideline. For the second time, Jerry Neuheisel was getting carried off.
Yeah, great dad video. Do you see his dad, Rick?
Yeah.
So good.
In the studio, just going nuts.
Rick was a hell of a coach.
Yeah. I didn't even put them together until I saw that video. I was like, duh, of course that's his son. Of course. Of course. All right, Joseph, what do we got first? A little love and hate.
Oh, baby. If we're starting, you know what? I figured everybody was going to be all over UCLA, Penn State in some way, shape, form, or fashion for love, hate.
Okay.
So I chose to go a different direction, a little bit, slightly. For my love, he finally did it, man. He finally gave Jaden Ball the ball. And look what happens when you hand
Go
off
Billy.
to your just stud. Now, it doesn't hurt the fact that you also get Dallas Wilson, and he's just an absolute freak. It's nice to have that kind of trump card tucked away and just be like, oh, yeah, we can just play this guy now. He's finally healthy. He's a stud. But hats off. I loved that Billy finally had the philosophy change and decided to give Jaden Baugh 27 attempts, over 100 yards, and Texas goes down in the swamp. That's my love for the weekend.
It is. Get a little hate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hate?
we'll just go love, hate for each person.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
All right, I can't avoid it. Jim Knowles, dog. You got paid to come to Penn State. You don't have the same level of defense. Don't get me wrong. You don't have the same guys that Ohio State was trying out there last year. But, dude, you're playing against a head coach. He's not even the head coach. You're playing against a 33-year-old kid who's calling plays for the first time that doesn't even know how to work that. I was unaware of this.
That was great.
At the time.
He didn't know how to work the headset.
Didn't know how to work the headset. Did not know how to work the headset. And he dropped 40 on you. 40.
Nico had 5 total touchdowns.
He had over 160-something rush yards. Or
68.
No, yeah, it was, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you made Nico look like prime, like you made Nico look like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you really did.
And you just cashing that check, dog. Cashing that check.
Highest paid coordinator of all time?
No, not of all time, but he's up there.
Okay.
I mean,
knew it
he's
was way up
he's
there.
up there for sure.
Maybe for DC.
But I mean, if you're Ohio
Patricia's
State,
getting nice.
Patricia's getting less, but he's got more. Caleb Downs. Anyways, that's a side note. I hated it. I hated watching every second of it. I'm glad I didn't bet this game at all. I bet Penn State is now officially on my do not bet list for the rest of the year, unless I'm fading them. And like I said on the Saturday Night Reaction show, Drew, I will fade them when they play Ohio State. I cannot wait for that game because it feels like free money already. But watching that defensive product and watching that your inability to adjust and stop Nico from just running all over you. I mean, we're talking about a team that lost by a large margin to New Mexico.
Large margin.
Yeah. This wasn't like a fluky G5 upset where, some play. It wasn't like the Northern Illinois Notre Dame game last year where it was just kind of like, hey, this feels weird. And they actually pulled it off. No, you got beat.
Yeah.
You got whipped for 4 quarters. And then you fly across the country. And that's the product you put on the field, brother. That's just disgusting. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So that was my hate. Was
There you
specifically Jim Knowles, not him as a person, obviously, just the defensive product that he.
Yeah, because he still put up some good points for Penn State, But damn, dude. G, what do you got? Love, hate, brother.
Okay, let me just throw this out there. Is anybody gonna take Jerry Neuheisel?
No.
I am not.
Okay, well then I'll go with Jerry Neuheisel is my love of the week. Just such an incredible story. I mean, we're talking about a kid that was a perennial backup quarterback at UCLA when he played. Obviously, like I said, backup quarterback, did not put up any numbers, wasn't very good. Stopped playing football at UCLA after his junior year. And he previously served as the team's tight ends coach, had just 2 days to implement and practice the game plan going into that game on Saturday against Penn State. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, the flowing blonde locks of hair being tossed up into the air, the Gatorade bath. Like, it just shows the love and admiration that all of these players have for him and the ability to come in and implement some of the stuff that he clearly had seen not go right for UCLA and said, hey, I know how maybe we could switch this around and fix this a little bit. I got some new, fresh ideas. Young 33-year-old lad, as we talked about. And it worked to perfection. And it was utilizing Nico's best quality, which is no, not his arm, but his legs and his athleticism, the long, lengthy volleyball legs. We saw that many times at Tennessee. Not the greatest thrower of the football, but again, a super athletic dude. And that was one of the biggest things that we saw as Tennessee fans in that playoff game against the Buckeyes. It was, hey, at the very least, we saw sort of like a bright future, like a light at the end of the tunnel of like, okay, Nico's a really good athlete, tough kid. He's got the legs on him. He can utilize those to beat defenses. Or hopefully he can build upon what he did here in year one with Heupel and Halsey and things like that. And hopefully he can develop as a passer. But just such a cool scene out there. And just want to throw one out, just another love, just to kind of put it out there. And I hope nobody's going to take this, but it's baseball related, so I assume nobody will. But shout out to the Mariners and their fans winning a home playoff game for the first time since 2001. That is 24 long years ago. So shout out to the M's and the Mariners. They beat Tarek Skubal the other night, and that's no easy task for anybody who follows baseball. He's an absolute stud, southpaw from the left side. So shout out to the M's fans. And then my hate for this week, Chase, you know far too well about him being a Titans fan, but I hated Mike Vrabel and him mucking up a game to win against a better opponent.
That's what he does, baby.
In their house in Buffalo, New Era Field, whatever they call it, Highmark Stadium, whatever it is right now.
Whatever bank or private equity firm bought that, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, but it just was. I hated that because I just now I'm playing in the Survivor League. In fantasy football, it's like a chop league where, the worst, score gets chopped every single week. And I was kind of on the cusp there late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, because Josh Allen really wasn't doing much. I also have Keon Coleman. I also have Khalil Shakir. And so I was feeling the heat, feeling the pressure a little bit until Josh Allen hooked up with Keon Coleman, in the end zone. And that kind of put me over the top. But Vrabes still doing it with New England. Stephon Diggs coming back and haunting his old team. That was my hate of the week, although it was just more so, love towards Mike Vrabel and what he does in terms of mucking up games and winning games he probably otherwise has no business in winning.
No, it's what he does, man. That's what he does. It's why it was so terrible to watch at times, but it was also so fun because I'm like, we could beat anybody. I'd love breaking hearts. Like the fact that the Titans tore down the Brady Belichick era was one of the greatest things I can hang my hat on because that was best win we got. So that's all I got. All right, Drew. Love him, hate him. What you got?
Drewski.
I'll switch gears here. And another note, I wasn't alive the last time the Mariners won a home playoff game. So a lot of things I just not alive for.
What the hell?
What's up, bro?
Yeah. This guy, I mean, these could all be made up events that you guys are talking about.
Were you alive for 9/11?
No.
I was waiting on that.
Nope.
I was waiting on that.
Yeah, I was not alive for 9/11.
Dude.
9/11, my parents were finding out they were going to have me. They were in the doctor's office when the first plane went in the tower.
Wow.
Yeah. Stunner, I know. Anywho, love, I'm going to switch gears.
Just like go on from
Yeah,
there.
like,
how do
sorry. My
You
bad.
can't just wait, we gotta that one, that's the number one that it's got me. I was like, okay, Mariners stuff feels like a long time. Dog, you weren't alive for 9/11.
No, but I'm a true patriot. I'm an American.
That's true. I know.
I mean, I love
You're
America.
yeah.
I respect 9/11.
I've seen your events that you've gone to. Yeah, you love America,
My events?
Yeah. I've seen all the friends you hang out with, boating trips. Like that, you got the bros thing down.
Sure.
You celebrate this
A
country.
9,
well.
9, and 9 type of guy.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we never did that, did we? One day we'll get it done. One day we'll get the 9 innings, 9 hot dogs.
We're gonna do it at the new stadium. Let's do it at the
The
new
Phillies
stadium.
actually rolled out a box that has like
I
the
know,
9
I
beers.
like
Y'all
that.
saw that?
Yeah, it looks
Did
good.
they really?
It's like,
Yeah, they've got there's like a specialty box.
Oh, okay.
But see, they give it all at once though.
Oh, so your hot dogs have to just like sit
Oh
out
yeah,
there?
they're sitting lukewarm.
Oh, that's dude. Who wants a lukewarm glizzy?
I'll say this: I'd much rather have a lukewarm glizzy than I would a lukewarm beer.
Now imagine both.
Sounds terrible.
Together.
Feels like you need to bring a big thermos and a cooler, and then you can store all the beer in there. You have like 3 thermoses, like big old Yetis full of beer.
Yeah.
Because those cups are probably about 12 ounces. So you just
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
them in there.
Yeah.
So you store those there. And then you need to bring. I mean, I guess you just use the cooler as well to store the hot dogs.
Exactly.
And then I think you're in the money now. Whether they're probably not letting you bring your own cooler in
No, no
the
shot.
If
in the
we're
stadium,
single A
but ballpark.
yeah, single A baseball. Now
True.
we're talking,
Maybe.
but
You're at the Trash Pandas. They may get down. Who knows what they do
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there?
all right. Sorry.
Anyway, Yeah, that's
Back.
okay. I know.
We had to cool it off after realizing that Drew's that much younger than us. Continue.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears. Greg took baseball. I'm going to take preseason basketball. It's back, dude. Did any of you realize preseason basketball is back?
I did whenever LeBron
did.
is out for a glute injury.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That and the decision part 2 is coming tomorrow. So stay tuned, I guess, on that, which it'll definitely just be an announcement with a taco company. But because tomorrow's National Taco Day. But
Taco Tuesday.
I got to put that together. That's genius.
Thank God.
yeah, he's not retired, dude.
I don't know.
I think he said maybe this was probably 3 weeks ago. LeBron said, "I'm not." He's like that time's coming, but I'll let you guys know. Like, but it was kind of like I'll let you casually know that it's here. Like it's not going to be this huge thing. That's definitely an ad. He did what he was supposed to. Whatever company put that together for him, props. But
Genius marketing already.
anyways, preseason basketball is back, and it made me. I know on this podcast, basketball doesn't get a lot of love, but man, I love it. There's nothing better than watching grown men just shoot the ball, dunk the ball, do things that I only wish I could do at the level that they do them. Football's great, don't get me wrong, but basketball will always hold a special place in my heart. And for hate, man, I actually had this picked out and then I forgot it. Let's see. I will go with the Tennessee Titans, because they suck and they are now 1-4, and they subjected me to watching the entire Arizona Cardinals Tennessee Titans game because DeMarcado dropped the ball 6 inches from the goal line, and then the Arizona Cardinals kicked a ball to Tyler Lockett, which I thought was illegal, but apparently you can kick the ball into the end zone and teams can jump on it. So yeah, I hate the Tennessee Titans. I hate everything about them. They may need to retroactively award Will Levis an MVP for getting the team to 2 wins last year, because they're not going to win another game, except for maybe when they play the Jets in like week 17.
Hey,
So,
we have the Jets and the Saints coming up, big dog.
oh, the Saints are going to run.
You wait.
Saints are
You
going to run. Saints are going to run over.
You wait. They're going to try to get somebody, and they're going to want to tank. We can't really tank. So, Biggie, I was actually going to go to you, but I'm going to go because it's perfectly what my love is.
Please.
You can't paint pictures on a scoreboard, Drew. That comes from my good friend Chill. That's a W, baby. Tennessee Titans get a victory. Don't care how it happened. Scoreboard tells it all. We got a 1 in the win column, brother. That's 1. It's over there. I didn't know if it was going to happen this year. I'm not going to lie to you. There's times I watch this world, and I'm like, I don't know if the Tennessee Titans could beat this middle school football team that I just drove by. We're a disaster. And it took the ugliest win of all time. Guess what? The last part of that sentence says win. W, my friend. W. And you know what the Titans did? First thing, as soon as that buzzer sounded, they sent out an email. It's like, Titans win. Get your apparel 25% off. I was like, hell yeah. Get them while it's hot, baby. Get them while it's hot.
25% off?
Yeah.
I need at least 75.
They are struggling. They've been 25% off. That's the sneaky thing they've been doing. Nobody's looked at the website except for me. They've been 25% off, maybe 30 for about 3 weeks now.
How many yards would have the DeMarcado touchdown been if he had not dropped the ball?
73.
It should have been 73% off.
Yeah.
On the
73%.
Oh, that would have been
Yeah,
genius
that'd have
marketing.
been, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think even with Nike's supply chain being so,
Yeah, it's
So
tight,
good, yeah.
man. It's tight, man.
Yeah.
It's tight.
I think they would have lost money on that.
Yeah. See, I'm going to go with another thing here is the fact that my hate is another one of my teams, and that is North Carolina Tar Heels. I hate this is even a program.
You read what you wrote down on that laptop,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. UNC is just an absolutely atrocious team and organization. Because not only are they bad on the football field, like that's one thing, but we have all this drama going on. We have the fact that it really does feel like this is like some weird skit video that Bill Belichick's 20-something-year-old girlfriend is like in bedazzled pants on the sideline with a headset. Like that was a thing that happened this year. And yet here we are putting this product on the field. Like, will you have Dabo at home in the lowest of his lows? He probably wants a new job. And sure, I guess he can go beat the crap out of you and, save his season. It's like, dude, this is the worst football team I've seen. I said at the beginning of the year, I was like, if Max Johnson is going to be our quarterback,
Yeah.
then this is by far the worst product. And everybody else is gone. Like Texas Tech's got some of our guys, anything we had that was decent, it gone. I have no idea how the rest of the year is going to go, but it'll be a great race between the Titans and the North Carolina Tar Heels who gets more wins the rest of the year.
Did you see the
because we have our two FCS teams.
Really quick, did you see the clip on social where the North Carolina Tar Heels football account was posting Javonte Williams highlights from the day?
Hell yeah.
But they didn't post Drake May highlights because he plays for the Patriots, and then everybody got on him. And then they posted Drake May highlights.
I was literally waiting because I was going to ask that question. Like, what do you think about? Supposedly that's like a thing.
Yeah.
They can't.
They kicked him out of no practice, nothing. No scouts can come.
That is just
kind of goofy, right?
Like Jordan has taken over. Mark.
Are we sure? Like, okay. Are we sure this isn't an episode of Chad Powers?
See, it feels like it gets
like,
crazier
honestly,
the more you talk about it.
Are we sure that this whole time, like at the end of the season, Glenn Powell's not going to walk out of the stadium and just be like, "We got you guys."
Yeah,
season 1 coming next fall.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I mean, I feel like they quelled a lot of the preseason stuff that came out, and they were kind of like, no, like she's invited to the facility. You silly gooses. Like, don't even worry about it. It's going to be great. We're going to go 4-8, 6-6. Don't even worry about it. And then like every week something new comes out, and every week there's another clip that's like, that's weird. This is college football, not a sitcom. Like,
yeah.
And then I feel like the other shoe's going to drop at the end of the year when they go 2-10, and they're going to be like, and it's going to be like, here's the report. Here's every single awful thing. Here's the now they tell us story.
What's his buyout? It's only like $1 million. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's not
something
much.
like that. What? Okay, cherry on top at the end of the season, and I'll call my shot here. Michael Jordan pays the buyout.
Yeah,
and gets him out.
I can see that.
And he's like, "Yeah, this is a mistake. We got to get this going." And that's your headline.
That would be funny coming from an owner and Michael Jordan who was as failed as he was.
It's like that would be. I think that would just be like the cherry on top of this whole situation.
Well, it just made it worse too. Did y'all see the walk around and talk with the game day crew?
No.
Oh, that was so.
Yeah. What was that?
Well,
it's Belichick in an interview.
I think it's Belichick and Saban. Like,
why did they do that? Why would you ever open yourself up to that? If you're gonna.
It's gonna sell clicks, but it's also like, y'all saw the clip of the student that they played before commercial, where she was like, "Yeah, I went to the TCU game, and it was like the lowest point of the student at university." Yeah. They played it twice.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, game day's not holding back anymore.
No,
they're like, hey, if it's bad, it works, man.
Yeah,
it works.
They're gonna turn them into a meme.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just can't believe it's just gotten to the lowest of lows. Because I'm also like,
there's no
in my mind, I've watched too many, funny shows throughout my life. If this is like a fake Belichick, if Belichick passed away and this is like an accidental rebirth that they just like cloned him and he's just a little off, you know what I'm saying? That would be more likely than real Bill Belichick actually doing this. Like, this is like so crazy to me. I'm like, I think that this almost could be like a funny sci-fi show more so than the actual Bill Belichick, Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick coming to Carolina and being this bad.
I've heard of fan denial, but I have never heard of a failed science cloning experiment.
That's
to explain a bad
it just doesn't even like, it's so far off right now that I can't. I feel like I would rather have the craziest story of all time be true than, hey, we got Belichick. And I was like, maybe it'll all work out. And then when everybody just started leaving, I was like,
oh, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, this thing will work out.
Because everybody's like, well, they can do this. I'm like, I don't care if you're a really great looking Division I program.
Yeah.
They were bad last year.
Yeah. And the thing about like one of the vast differences in college football and the NFL is number one, like players have to choose you. You don't get to choose your players. Like in the NFL, you get to draft players. And number two, the talent gap, it can be as wide as possible between a team one Saturday and that same team playing another team the next Saturday.
For sure.
So I think it's a further stamp of the differences in the game between. Like, because, you can be great with X's and O's. Most of these coaches probably are. But if you just ain't got the dudes, you ain't got the dudes.
Yeah. And I just don't know how much he's going to put into the effort. Like,
Yeah.
we're talking about the hardest time ever to recruit. How's
Yeah.
he going to do this?
Oh, isn't that why he hired as many people as he did to be around him and make it sort of like a business that they could take care of those things and then he could coach football?
It feels like that's not really working out very well.
I know that's what I'm saying, but it is
I-
only year one. It's only year
yes,
one.
but from what you're hearing, like, I've kind of, because of the story, I've kind of tapped it, back into the old Carolina
Yeah.
message boards. And it really does sound like, the people he brought in are so used to having endless amounts of people to contact. Then you realize the difference between the NFL. Like, you're working with a school. And again, I understand it's Carolina, but you also have to understand, like, all the people in administration are, 55-year-old ladies just on their way out. We're just trying to figure it out. They're doing 2 or 3 jobs. Like, this still is school funding. They're all like 6-figure, like mid 6-figure business people. Like, these are just ladies that live in Chapel Hill, a couple guys that are, I'm a retired CPA. Like, those are the people you're dealing with. So I think it's just like, we're trying to do all this. And then I just reminded, I fell for the Lombardi thing. I was like, man, we're going to get a real GM in college football. And I think he did a really cool job of, like, we're establishing this position. I just realized the last time he was there, he was not a great GM with the Cleveland Browns. I was like, I think I bought into the fact that he was a GM in the NFL. And I'm like, he wasn't really good. And it was a long time ago. So I was like, man, maybe this sounded great in theory, but it could be an epic tank of an experiment, because maybe those guys are just like, I really just wanted a fat paycheck, live in Chapel Hill. Like, it's a great part of the country to live in. I'm not going to lie to you. But damn, boys, this could be one of the biggest failed experiments of all time.
You want to know another failed experiment?
Please do. Please get me out of here.
It's my hate of the week. And it's gonna be twofold. Sorry, I'm gonna speed up, but
please. I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. Mark Sanchez.
Oh God,
buddy.
One crazy story to the next,
buddy. I'm gonna use our F-bomb. What the fuck are you doing, dog? What are you do? What are you actually doing?
I don't
like
an idiot.
An idiot, like an actual idiot. The charges have been upgraded. If you haven't heard about this, I mean, it was over a parking issue.
He was running wind sprints. He was drunk and running wind sprints, and he got mad at the delivery driver for parking in the alley he was running wind sprints on.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say, he had nothing to even do with that guy other than, like, him just drunk running. Like, there was no reason for him to interject himself into that situation.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And now he is officially facing a felony, and he's lost his job. Like, he's not.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like, that's the least of his worries right now. So Mark Sanchez, and then also my hate, the Penn State Nittany Lions, but specifically one guy, and his name is Chaffee Fields. Do you guys know who this man is? Chaffee Fields?
Not a bad name, but
Chaffee is the agent of the worst contract in the NFL right now, quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, Geno Smith. Chaffee Fields is the finesser of the year because somebody believed in paying Geno Smith $75 million to lose by 36 against the Indianapolis Colts.
It's a good Colts team.
And they pulled Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones in the end of the third quarter. So
and Anthony Richardson caught a pass from himself.
Yeah.
And
so Chaffee Fields, I'm hating because I want your job security.
Always, forever.
Because that's crazy.
Danny Dimes looks good, though.
He looks amazing.
He does.
And Jonathan Taylor looks.
Oh, fantasy points? Galore. That's my guy. My love for the week, because I'll go real quick. Polynesian Prince, man. Nico Iamaleava. I'm giving flowers. I never switched up on Nico. Y'all can pull the tape. Everybody's like, man, we don't need Nico. I'm like, bro, Nico's actually pretty good. Nico is amazing. All right. And he looked every bit of it this past Saturday. 5 TDs, 0 interceptions. I don't care what y'all are saying. I'm rocking with the Polynesian Prince to the end of time.
He is this. He
is this, but honestly, man.
This up here is awesome. This up here is like kind of incredible.
That's what you saw this week. You saw, if you're not watching, Chase has got his arm all the way stretched up in the sky. That's what you saw this weekend.
That can be it. When he is here, dude is like a top 3 quarterback in college football.
But he just he can tank fast. like the first 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I'm giving you your flowers. Go ball out 8, in this case 9. Do your thing, man.
Do you
Proud of
think?
I would love for all of us, not Greg, to collectively decide that we're going to bet against UCLA in the skewed lines that they'll have after beating Penn State for the rest of the year.
They're
I feel like
against-
we could really, really get rich off of one game. I feel like we could just keep rolling the money line
Forever.
over and over and over again.
Michigan
Forever and all.
State, right?
Is
Yeah.
that next?
Yep. I think so.
Is it at Michigan State?
I think so.
What's the line on that game?
-7.5, but I'm not sure. I can look right now.
-7.5
for Michigan
at
State?
Michigan State.
I feel like Michigan State.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Let's all commit.
I don't know. Hang on, dude. Listen, I've laid coin on UCLA one point in time this year. Laid coin on UCLA, and it was the New Mexico game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It makes it very nice. It's at noon too in Michigan.
Oh, that's like a what? 6:30 body clock. 9:30 body clock. Sorry, I can't do math.
Yeah.
For UCLA.
You know how they say like if the U.S. government would just get bold with sports betting, they could pay off the entire national debt.
Yeah.
Well, if we just get bold with sports betting, we can pay for a new studio.
Bingo.
I don't know if betting on UCLA to beat Michigan.
That got me fired up, baby.
Let's go.
Chat slip.
I don't need to do that after paying for a patio, but your heads that big dog.
I do enjoy
try.
your heads
I
up.
do.
I do.
All right, G, you had a wonderful little game for us today. You got a little patience, panic, and then a couple other things. What do you got, dog?
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to stick with the college football theme of things. I've got some NFL in here as well. I thought we would play a little game here on this Tuesday show of Chat It Up Sports. So I've got 5 NFL, 5 college football statements and or comments, I guess, and I'm going to throw them out to you guys, and I want us to kind of talk over whether we're panicking over these situations or we say, hey, look, let's pump the brakes, and we got to have some patience with these situations, okay?
Love it.
All right, number 1, let's start with college football. This one, obviously, after the loss against Florida in the Swamp, Arch's first SEC road test, starting at the quarterback position. I am asking you, are we having patience or are we in panic mode over Sark and the Texas Longhorns right now? 3-2, have not come really close to beating a P4 opponent.
Buddy, the rest of the schedule's not easy either. This is big time panic because the offensive line, Arch is not wonderful. Not going to put this all on him, but damn, dude, I get that Florida defense is good, but you got to go in there and get that game. They also ruined the timing of my child's birthday because I had centered it around Bama and Tennessee being at 3:30. So thanks a lot, Arch. So they should be in panic mode. And Oklahoma, if Mateer plays, that's going to be a bad one, I think.
Yeah, if the Florida D-line's able to eat that way, I think that Oklahoma D-line's going to be feasting. But I'm going to take the opposite approach. I'm actually patience. I'm going to say patience with Arch because I feel like if his last name wasn't Manning and his first name, if he was just Arch Smith or whatever, and he was another 5-star quarterback coming into the year, there would have been hype. There wouldn't have been near the level of hype there was about Texas. And I think a lot more people would have pointed out, hey, they got a 5-star quarterback, but they would have put emphasis on the replacing of the weapons in the offensive line that they had. And so I think Texas would have been, I don't think there would have been this level of blind confidence that there was in Texas from the preseason, myself kind of included in a little bit of that. I didn't think Arch would be a world beat. I didn't think he'd be like the best quarterback in the nation, but I thought he'd be solid because he was solid last year in the time that he played, and he looked pretty good. He has not been that. And I think something we talked about on the Instant Reaction show, Drew, I think it's because Texas got worse around him. And I think sometimes that happens. You notice Texas didn't do a lot to attack the portal this year to replace the offensive lineman they lost from last year. I think that's just a coaching mistake from Sark. I think that's one of those things you look at your guys, you believe in your guys, you evaluate them, and then, okay, well, this might not be working out. Now you can retool, you can reshuffle. There's still options. Season's still plenty left to play for Texas because they lose to Florida. They haven't beaten a Power 4 team. That sucks. That's one SEC loss. And if I've seen anything from the SEC this year, it doesn't look like anybody's a sure win every Saturday. Yeah, Bama looks great, but I still think that team's gettable from somebody. I think every team has flaws at some point. So we don't know. I mean, Texas looks like this now. They could look better in November. I still think they have a lot of flaws. The defense is still really good, and I believe in the talent they have over there. But I'm going to give Sark some patience, and I'm going to let Arch kind of get himself established. And I think if, the more reps he racks up, the better he's going to get. And I think if they can get better around him, that's just a double check mark. So,
man, they gave up 457 yards to Florida.
I think a lot of people,
the defense ain't rolling right now.
I think the problem also is that a lot of people look at Florida and they look at the way that they lost to USF and they look at LSU and they look at Miami and they forget how talented that team actually is.
Yeah.
And you think they didn't quit on Billy last year. And I was one of these people that was like, hey, I think Florida's on quit watch. Like if they lose this game to Texas, I think they're really on quit watch. They didn't. And that was, call myself out a little bit here. I should have known better, saying that. Again, I picked Florida, but should have known a little bit better saying that because they didn't do that last year to Billy when things looked rough, when Graham Mertz went down, and now you're starting DJ Lagway because you kind of have to. I think those first 3 games were literally just not calling the game to your strengths of your team. And like, I don't think there's any realm where DJ needs to throw 50 passes in a game like he did in the LSU game. I just don't think with the reps that he missed in the spring and the summer, and I don't think that was a good idea. So it's easy to look and be like, oh, well, this Texas defense gave up this many yards. But I think a lot of people discount how good this Florida team and how talented this Florida team actually could be if it wasn't for some coaching malpractice.
Yeah, this week's whatever stat version is what it exactly should be. There should be 20 plus in there for Ball. There should be 20
to 30.
Sub 30.
Between 20 and 30 for DJ.
Sub 30 for DJ.
Yep. And however many times you need to target Dallas Wilson is however many times you need to target Dallas Wilson. Like he's too good not to.
Yep. Miggy.
Yeah. I'm gonna go patience because I love my guy. Man. Sark, I get it. But there was this interview, and I don't know if y'all saw it, but like, what teams could go into Ohio Stadium and to Ben Hill Griffin and come out 2-0, let alone 1-1?
I was gonna say, you gotta find a way to go 1-1 though. If you're that team when the Longhorns have national championship aspirations, you gotta go 1-1.
And I understand that, but I don't think there's a team in America that could go 1-1, if not 2-0, in both of those places. Who could right now?
Much less a team starting a first-year quarterback.
Yeah, like, is there a team outside of Miami?
I was gonna say, Alabama went in between the hedges and did that. That was pretty impressive.
Man,
but they lost to Florida State.
Yeah.
So they won one.
1-1. Yeah.
You gotta win one. Just win one. That's why I'm kind of panicking on Texas. I don't mean to jump on your thing, Miggy, but
no,
I'm kind of on the panic side of things.
I'm preaching patience on this one, though.
I don't know. And here's why I don't know, because I'm ready to sound the panic meter. But then I watched Arch Manning throw that stupid ball from about the 50-yard line to Ryan Wingo over the top.
Yeah.
And it didn't even look like he tried. He flicked the ball and he put it in the perfect spot, and Wingo ran right under it. Of course, he did the slime celebration because they love that down there in Florida. But yeah, he did do that. But it's just it's frustrating to me because I see that and I'm like, well, this is why he's a 5-star, because it's there. Yeah. And the problems that you guys have talked about with Texas are well documented, but they still have Steve Sarkisian at the helm. Like, they still have a great infrastructure and they still have a history of being a winning program for the most part. Is there a third option? Can I go
they got deep pockets, dog.
It's true. Is there a third option, Greg? Is there like a in the middle panic or patience? Because I'm perfectly neutral on Texas, but if I had to pick one,
you can make it up.
If I had to pick one, I'd go panic, because mainly for the reasons that Joseph has listed. Losing to that Florida team. Now, I would understand if this was a closer game. I know it was only an 8-point game, but Florida dominated this game really from the jump. I'll go panic just because I think If this was like 36-33, then no reason to panic here. You got beat in the swamp, but I'll stay with panic I'll stay with panic for now.
Yeah, I want panic as well, as I mentioned, just kind of a lot of things that Chase said, and then the remaining schedule, and not coming away with a 1-1. I love Arch Manning. I love what he can be, like you just said, Drew, in the flashes that he shows. But I think we're seeing too many flaws with this Texas team, and they may not be who we thought they were at this moment. I did have Penn State and James Franklin on this list, but I would assume we're all on the panic meter that this is
I don't even.
Creek.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'll let you. We'll just give this one to Drew because I just got to hear. I mean, are you guys?
I'm overly passionate about this one.
About panic?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you two go.
All right. Look, they played the stupid noon kickoff across the country.
Yeah.
And over the last 2 years where this has been a thing, I have seen countless teams get tripped up by this, except for Auburn, who decided to go the other way and lost at home on the noon kickoff at 12 when Cal visited their stadium. So that's stupid. And they lost to Diego Pavia when at home versus New Mexico. So shout out Auburn. But I'm not there yet because the Oregon game was good enough to where I truly believe, and I'm going to die on the Franklin Hill, sadly, but I'm not going to let go of the rope yet. I truly believe that this team actually had one of the most freak occurrences that could ever happen this week. Now, I still get it. I'm not going to sit here and excuse anything that happened this week at UCLA because at a certain point when you block a punt and pull within 6 and you're that much better than a team, you win that game and you sneak out of there and you take what you get and you escape all the way back across the country. But I'm not there yet. I think this team is too talented, and it's stupid because I said the same thing about Clemson preseason. But just hold on. Now I'm still going to fade them in the Ohio State game, and they have no right to be picked in any of their games remaining against good teams. But hold on.
Why is that?
What?
Why shouldn't they be favored?
Why shouldn't they be favored?
You mean favored or just like picked to win?
They shouldn't be picked to win.
Yeah,
I'm not
in big games. Why?
Sure, it's James Franklin.
Because he's stupid, and it's time for him to leave. Listen, this is out of hate because I cannot stand what this man did while he was at Vanderbilt to my Tennessee Volunteers.
Facts.
The things that I had to endure while I was in school, bro, he can kick rocks. I am telling you. I am so happy that this is happening because he's a fraud. He is a fraud. This is a man that is supposed to be at an Oldsmobile dealership, and he's at a Lamborghini dealership. All right? You got a Lambo in the driveway, and you're at a trap house. This is just unfortunate. James Franklin, I am so sorry, brother. The time is now. You are ruining last year, the Cleveland Browns, 2nd overall pick. If Drew Aller would have declared, he would have been the guy. They're ruining this.
He's
ruining it.
If Drew Aller would have declared, who'd be the starting quarterback at Penn State right now?
Who?
Bo
Pribula.
Hey, man. Lord
so,
works
hey,
in mysterious
listen,
ways.
man.
Shit.
They say these things come in threes. They lost to Oregon. They lost to UCLA. If Bo goes out and balls and beats Alabama, it's going to get even more toxic. Because we've seen that happen before. We've seen, and I don't think this is a stretch to say James Franklin, he's a good head coach. Yeah, he hasn't won the games that Penn State fans feel like they should be winning and competing the way they should. But, you win 10 games a year. He's a good coach.
He's just not elite.
He might have picked the wrong quarterback.
He is Butch
I'm not
Jones
saying
with
he
10.
did. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, he picked the wrong guy. I'm not saying that. But if Bo goes out and balls this week, even if they lose to Bama, Missouri loses to Alabama, but if they win and Bo's the reason, it's going to get even more toxic.
I'm so looking forward to that. Again,
Joseph, this guy is a chocolate version of Butch Jones, man. He is like a Reese's Pieces Butch Jones.
Okay.
No.
He's better than that.
Come on.
I don't want to hear it, bro.
He's way better.
I don't want to hear it, bro.
Because
He's better than
the reason that we're having this conversation
Why?
is because none of us think that he's actually going to get fired because he's not. Because there's no you cannot. There's no other better option.
There's not, bro.
It's kind of ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. He's not Ryan Day, because Ryan Day was winning those games and Ryan Day won a national championship. But it feels very similar to the like, hey, Ryan Day can't beat Michigan, so we should fire Ryan Day. It's like that's an out of pocket take. That's an out of pocket take. I'm not sitting here saying James Franklin should be fired. Like what he did, losing that game to UCLA is egregious. Like it just is. There's no way to avoid that. But I'm not going to sit here and say you should fire him, because I've watched this happen. I watched Tennessee do it. I've watched Florida do it. Florida's still doing it. When you get on that coach spiral, you think it's bad now. You think it sucks winning 9 games, 10 games a year, losing to Ohio State, losing to Oregon. You randomly in 5, 6, 7 years drop to the worst team in FBS.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait till you get on that coaching spiral, and you're in and out every 4 or 5 years with different dudes. Wait till you're where Arkansas is, and you're winning 6 games. You win 9 games randomly, and you feel good about it. Like, I understand it's frustrating. And if you contribute to the school and you have the buy-in that you do and the passion that you do to Penn State, I understand you have every right to be frustrated. Just saying, man. I say this as someone who felt the same way when they were like, "Hey, we should fire Mark Richt and hire Kirby Smart." When that first got pitched, and I wouldn't take it back now. When that first got pitched, I was like, "Man, I've watched schools go down this coaching rabbit hole, and it does not always get pretty." So like. It could work out for Penn State if they decide to go away from James Franklin and hire somebody else. It could get significantly worse. And I think that's something that a lot of fan bases don't look at. Is they're like, oh, it's going to get better. No, it might not. So, I mean.
Not. But they always believe it will, though.
They always believe it will because you're fans.
It's not just the fans. And now we are at a place where too many people have power, especially this year. They gave donors too much power because they wanted to keep everybody here. Yeah. You give them 1 year of power that's just beyond all measure. Like that's really where they're at. Like this is a financial crisis that you can't explain because it's never happened before. Like, and the closest thing you had was Ohio State last year. They were like, hey, we're going to go out here. We're going to make the biggest push financially we possibly can. Penn State expected to get the same exact results as Ohio State. And again, we are only at 2 losses.
Yeah, I mean, they have not.
But it could be 5.
It's looking like it's closer to 5 than it is staying at 2,
which is crazy to think. Because I just, again, like you're right. If it was just Oregon in double OT, if it was just Oregon and Ohio State, you get the win against Indiana, and then you just beat the brakes off Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers to end the year, and you're like, all right, we might sneak into that last spot. That's a good living. I'd kill for that if we had that year.
Yeah. Well, it's even if you take the UCLA game and you flip the score and it's like, hey, Penn State survived. It's like, oh, that was freaky.
Doesn't matter.
You win and survive. Like win in advance. Survive in advance. Exactly.
Because guess what? Like Ole Miss did the same thing as Kentucky. It's like you're just kind of one out.
Survive in advance, man.
Yeah.
So
nobody
sometimes
cares. Nobody talks about it. Yep. Your fan base might, but who cares? Like,
But now it's the biggest upset of the year. Like not point spread wise, maybe not. Not sure what the biggest upspread point spread wise is. It was 24.5, right?
Yeah.
It'd be real hard to find a 30-pluser.
There's something along the lines of like first time a top 10 team ranked, like, that's lost to an unranked team with that big of a margin, or a winless team.
Now I was about to say that's the big difference. Is my mind goes to Notre Dame, Northern Illinois. Like, what was the point spread on that? It was probably
hefty, but
probably
it had to be similar. I know that was last year, but
I do feel like because of Notre Dame's offense, like not being high scoring, it wasn't that crazy. I think it might have been like 23.5.
Probably.
So
it was probably close.
Yeah.
Like right at like between 20 and 25.
Anyways, it's just, I don't know. Like
James Franklin is the Dak Prescott of quarterbacks.
MVP level.
It's just like he'll be good during the regular season, and then when it matters the most, he won't win you anything. Like that's why I believe that the Cowboys should have moved on from Dak Prescott. Don't pay him all that money because he's not going to get you to where you want to go. James Franklin isn't going to get Penn State where you want to go. He might be good during the regular season, get you to, a little playoff, trick that off between, going through that easy side of the bracket and get to a semifinal. Ooh, that's great, but you still can't beat Ohio State. You still can't beat Oregon. He's only going to get you so far. So yeah, you might go through that cycle of 4 or 5 years. You're cycling around, but you're not going to get to where you want to be with James Franklin.
Sure, but how many? If you showed a Northwestern fan James Franklin's coaching record and where he's gotten to in the modern college football playoff landscape, would they take it right now?
Yeah, for that program, but this is Penn State. Like,
I get
they're
it.
a
Yeah,
half
I get it.
grade
I would
higher.
have taken that at Tennessee like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like I get it. I'm with
Facts.
you. I'm just like perspective is needed because I think Franklin's done a great job, and it's so difficult to let go of that guy that may be keeping kind of the worst times at bay, even though you see a loss like this and you're like, does it get worse than that? Probably not in one game, but he's done a good job.
Yeah, it's just it's the worst spot to be in college football right now. It's like you're not Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and
You're great, not elite.
yeah, and
Like,
Right
that's-
below. Right
yeah.
below.
you're just and a clear right below. Like you're not even like upsetting these teams every once in a while. You're just never getting there.
Yeah.
And you're not getting blown out either. Like these games he's played against Ohio State.
Like that Oregon game
like,
was worthwhile.
Yeah, they
Like-
come back double OT. Like last year against Ohio State, you had a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
Like
You just can't do it.
it's crazy to say that. Like, but listening to you guys go back and forth on that, I think you're both right.
Yeah.
Like I think you're right to look and be like, because the Matt Campbell's somebody that comes to my mind when you brought up like a Northwestern fan. Matt Campbell's somebody that comes to mind. It's like, hey, Iowa State's not a traditionally great program. Penn State is. That's the difference. That's where I think Greg's right at this point. But then also, like Matt Campbell has elevated that program to be. It's like, hey, we're not going to win a national championship, but like we're nothing to sneeze at either. You know, this is the best we've ever been in program history. And not saying Penn State's like that because this is not, because they've won national titles, you know. But I think you guys are both right because Penn State, they do have those aspirations. They do. They want to be national champion. They want to be where Ohio State is. They want to be on that same level as Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, and this level of the Big Ten. But then it's real easy when you do that for so long to forget how hard it is to win football games.
Yep.
And competing with these schools like Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon, like it's tough.
All right, next question, G. We're burning.
I know we've just gone way too longer than I thought we would go on that one. The next one is this one's mainly at you, Drew. I know we kind of talked about it, or you guys talked about it on the Saturday night show and the Chatted Up nightcap. But Vanderbilt's remaining schedule coming off of that loss at the hands of Alabama at Alabama. Y'all hung with them for a while, and then Alabama pulled away late. You've got LSU up next, Missouri at home. Then you got to go to Texas. Again, we're still trying to figure out exactly what Texas is. Auburn at home, Kentucky at home, fine. And then you got to go to Tennessee. So are we panicking, or are we having some patience on where Vanderbilt is in the remainder of their schedule to potentially get to a playoff? Because I know that was something you guys were talking about on Saturday night.
Sure, easy patience, but I fully acknowledge that Vanderbilt could lose every game but the Kentucky and Auburn game. I think they can beat those two teams playing bad games. I mean, here's the thing: they stuck with Bama well. You're right, and Diego Pavia fumbled in the red zone and he threw a pick at the 10-yard line. So you take those two things away, it's a much different football game. I'm not saying Vanderbilt wins per se; they definitely cover in that scenario. I think with every team left, because Alabama did something that I haven't seen a lot of teams do, and it was they shut down the side-to-side game for Vanderbilt in the second half. They shut down getting to the numbers, getting outside, and getting to those shovel passes, getting to those kind of gimmicky out routes that Vanderbilt kind of has been. That's kind of been their bread and butter throughout the Diego Pavia area. Jeez, that was too bad.
That's terrible. It's
awful.
Lock it back in.
Awful. But looking at this remaining schedule, when you get LSU and Missouri at home, that's huge. If that LSU game was at Death Valley, or maybe that's the fake Death Valley, maybe that's the real Death Valley. Who knows? Clemson's terrible. That makes me feel good about them. Missouri, I think they'll beat Missouri, and I don't think they're going to have much problem with Missouri because as good as Ahmad Hardy has been this year, I'm still waiting for the Missouri Tigers to play somebody, and I'm still waiting to see what that offensive line looks when they're not blocking the Kansas Jayhawks or the Southeastern Louisiana Monroe Tech fighting Illini. So really, the last team Sorry.
I love it. I love
The
it.
last
Combined like 14.
Yeah. The last team on this schedule is the one that scares me the most, and that's the Tennessee Volunteers, which I hate, dude. Come on. Because one, the game's at Neyland. Two, Vanderbilt's DBs are the weakest unit on the team, and it's not a stretch to say that by any means. That was the difference in the game, I think, the Alabama game. Ty Simpson knew exactly where he wanted to go at all times with the ball, and Vanderbilt had to sit in a soft shell cover too, which is just – it's not the worst thing in sports, but it's basically like watching your old dog kind of drag his back legs around.
He's getting somewhere, but it's not very fast.
Yeah, like he's like you know he's going to die, but you're like just hold on for a couple more days. I'm not ready for you to go. So I mean,
Oh my god!
I thought the alien take was weird earlier. Man, here we are.
Yeah,
I'm in shock, bro.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Tennessee game. The rest of them, not as much. I mean, going to Texas, but yeah, patience. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on the metaphor tangent there.
I mean, what an analogy! Like, what a breakdown, dude.
I've never had cover 2 compared to
a dying dog.
Dying dog with bad back legs.
Soft shell cover 2, where you sit back. You sit back and you pull your linebackers back, and you basically say, "Okay, can we kind of just stop you from getting past the end zone line?"
The classic broadcaster keeping everything in front of them.
Sure, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Or well, not well, but they
tried.
They did well. No, and they did, because in the second half they gave up 3 field goals, and then they gave up the late, kind of inevitable touchdown when you're selling out up the middle, and Alabama goes with an outside zone run. Like they did. They didn't break, but they also acknowledged that if they played any sort of man coverage, that Jeremy Bernard was going to kill them, and he still killed them. They're
really talented. So again, you just get reminded how talented Alabama is. Damn. Miggy, go ahead, buddy. I'm gonna let you follow up the dead dog.
There's nothing much to follow up, man. I'm gonna preach patience, man. This is still a really quality team, and I think they're gonna make some noise and cause some dreams in the SEC to crumble. So I'm preaching patience here, bro.
It's patience. The only reason I would say panic is just like your expectations are so high now. I guess it's in full scale. It's patience. In short term, it's panic, because you're like, dude, we have a shot.
Yeah.
And what sucks is if you get both of these wins, there is a very good shot, because Texas may not be very good. Like, it might just be
sure.
Yeah. And you get down to Tennessee, and it's like, as crazy as it sounds, you really might be fighting for a playoff spot.
Sure. But the thing that I've
huge game.
Yeah. Oh, that would be massive.
Yeah.
The thing that I talked about on Saturday that I didn't want to retread ground, but since you brought it up,
yeah,
you're now going to get every team's best shot, which I don't think last year that you got.
I think you did, though. I think after the Alabama game, and then after some wins, I think Pavia has been getting everybody's best shot, because he's talking that talk, dude. So yeah. I think you got that at the beginning of the year. Sure, it's going to be a little different. They're going to have a little bit more respect. I think everybody wanted to pop you in the mouth. It looked like the what's the Adam Sandler football movie?
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. Everybody, they just want to come out there and hit you as hard as they could. I feel like that was how everybody was, ripping cigs and going out there and just trying to take Pavia's head off. Now I think they're like, oh shit, this guy can really play. Again, he's proved me wrong. I didn't think he was like a bad football player. I just did not think he was to this level.
You didn't see the hype.
I just didn't see how they were going to be better, but he has really turned it on again. Those fumbles, that fumble and then the pick, those were killer of momentum, and it could have been, who knows. That's again, very talented team, very good team, but they can go out and they can beat these two next teams. They can beat LSU, they can beat Missouri, but they have to do that.
Yeah, they have to take those. I will say I saw a great schedule breakdown. You can break it up into 3 categories. You need both of Auburn, Kentucky. You need one of 2, or excuse me, you need 2 of 3 of Missouri, Texas, LSU, and then you got to have Tennessee as well to finish the year. So
it's all about timing.
I know,
because that Tennessee win will be worthwhile.
I'm so excited. I'm disappointed that the tickets, if they are that good, are going to be like $700, because I really want to go. But I mean,
it's the only game I can actually probably go to, and we're going to figure out a way. I don't know how. My goal is
I wish it were in Nashville because that would be closer for me, but
I'm going to figure out a way to go.
Rocky Top's going to be rocking. But yeah, I agree with you, Chase, and that's kind of where I was leaning in terms of if we're going to panic, it's because of that, where the expectations now are for Vanderbilt and Clark Lee and Diego Pavia that, hey, we're expecting to try to compete for a playoff spot here. And like you said, Drew, a lot of the things that you need to have happen, you're going to have to go over some major hurdles over the rest of this schedule. Luckily, you do have a bunch of those games at home, and hopefully you'll be able to take care of those, just not that one at Rocky Top.
Beautiful.
You know, I really quick before we get to the next topic, I hate to say this, but I actually kind of do like Tennessee this year. I'll root for them. I think I'm going to root for them in every other game except the Vanderbilt game.
I respect it.
Yeah, I really like the team. I like the Aguilar story, and I just kind of like the vibe of the team, which is not something that I can say every year for the Tennessee Volunteers. So.
All right, so the last, so I'm gonna let's just do one more, and then we can get to the playoff stuff and revisiting that. I don't think we're gonna go out in the next 2 minutes, unfortunately, trying to get our deadline.
No, we got our secondary deadline, 8:15.
Okay, all right, so let's do this last one, and the last one was Florida State back-to-back losses. The big win to start the year for Florida State and the Seminoles against Alabama. But now you've lost back-to-back games. And the first one, obviously, what was that? Virginia in stunning fashion. And then, obviously, a really difficult matchup at Miami. So, boys, talk to me about Florida State. Are we panicking or are we preaching patience?
I mean, you got to have patience, dog. Like, you won 2 games last year. You've overachieved. You know?
I've already set that sail, baby.
It's like when you got broken up with and you found out, get a girl that's kind of better. It's like, you know what? Hey, I'm just happy to be here.
Metaphors are on fire today.
Come on.
Absolutely. Back that up.
Come on.
Killing it. I will also preach patience-ish. I think they're pretty good. Again, the Alabama thing, I think this year is a weird year of matchups. Gus Malzahn getting the best version of his kind of quarterback against Alabama that year. They had no idea what to expect. Castellanos kind of balled out. You got. That's it. Same thing with UCLA and Penn State. Perfect timing. You got. After that, Miami's just brutal. Virginia, tough. They're better than we thought. But it's a patience game because it's not a tough schedule now. It ain't a very tough schedule. Pitt, at NC State, at Florida. You can go out there and still win this ACC. I'll say that. It can still happen.
It can. It's out there.
Yeah.
About the same odds as Clemson.
I mean, boys, I don't mean to just dash your hopes there. Statistically, yes, they are still alive in the ACC. But short of Miami just imploding, I don't see them.
Well, I guess I should say. Let me reference. They could make the ACC championship.
Yeah, that I love that.
There we go.
I love that. Statistically, they are still.
Let me pull
alive.
that back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the old backpedaling.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not supposed to do that. It's sports takes, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think it's totally fine because watching what I watched from them against Miami, I mean, that's just 2 different classes of teams, and it starts with the line of scrimmage.
Score doesn't reflect the game.
Yeah. I mean, they clawed back into that game late. Miami kind of took their foot off the gas. I think they dominated for the most part. I'm with the boys here. I'm patient on Florida State. Again, it's hard to, I know fans have quick expectations, but you won 2 games last year. You were a complete disaster. You've already achieved more than that this year. But I think you've seen the ceiling when you played Alabama with Thomas Castellanos. You saw the floor when you played Virginia. And I think that's what that was when you played Virginia. I think Virginia's a better team than they were last year. They're pretty solid with Chandler Morris. But you also kind of Vanderbilted yourself because you had fumbles and you had turnovers and I don't think that's something that you can account for every game. You don't want to look at this Florida State team and be like, well, if they turn the ball over 2 times against Louisville and Clemson and these other teams that they've got left to play, they could lose, but I don't think that's something you can count on to be repeatable. They just played poorly against Virginia. The way they were moving the ball they took a lead at one point, 21-14. I thought oh, this is the moment where Florida State runs away with this game. So if you take out those two fumbles and the red zone turnover and the Thomas Castellanos pick, like in the Virginia game, they're very much in there. So that was just like more of a chalk up bad game to me for Florida State. The Miami game was just different class of team.
Yep.
This year, it's just a different class of team. Miami's just that good on the defensive line and the offensive line. So yeah, I'm taking the patience route, Florida State, because I think they're still solid, and I'm like you guys. I think they still have a shot to make the ACC title game. I would not pick them to win it, but
yeah. What you got, G?
I think the only reason why we'd want to panic here is just because of how you started the year and the expectations that you set, beating Alabama the way that you did. And then again, I know what happened last year. It wasn't great. It was really, really bad for Florida State, especially what had happened the year before that, being on the cusp of the college football playoff. And if there would have been a 12-team playoff at that point, they would have gotten in. Again, I still stay, steadfast that that was the right decision not to put them in that year. Didn't have the best team. But after you set the expectation of the season and you go out there and you beat Alabama, and then you have the letdown against Virginia. I get it. It's at Virginia, the storm, the field storming, the whole thing. And then you lose that game to Miami. I think where Florida State fans were, it's like, it's kind of a letdown now. It's just like, oh shit. Like we're kind of panicky now because Castellanos, he hasn't shown to be the guy, obviously he made some mistakes in that game for Florida State, still a really good quarterback. And, you can roll off some wins here again at home against Pitt. You got to go to, across time zones to Stanford. Again, Stanford, pretty bad. Wake Forest at home, go to Clemson. They don't look like a very good football team at this point, but who knows? That might be a tough place and a tough environment to play at that point in the year. Home against Virginia Tech, and then you finish the year at NC State, at Florida as well. So still some tough road games to hoe there, and they're obviously 0-2 in the ACC right now, so it's going to be very difficult for them. Again, starting as high as they did, that's the only reason why I'm going to put them as a little bit more on the panic side than the patient side, but I get where y'all are coming from.
Yeah. Again, it's panicky because you can't lose again. You really can't. I mean, now you got in your mind, like, we can make it. We can get there. We know we can beat Bama, despite whatever you think, good game, bad game for Bama, but you still got that win, so you can kind of carry yourself a long ways. But where are we starting with, Joseph? Playoffs. Let's take a little gander. Did you have any ideas of what you want to go with? You gonna something we're gonna hang our hat on, what we don't like, what we take back?
No, I just kind of a read and review. Kind of where your head's at, like what you were thinking, what kind of happened. Because I'll be honest with you, boys, I kind of want to burn my whole lower bracket a little bit. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I kind of want to burn my whole lower bracket because they kind of just burned it for me.
Hell, I want to burn my entire bracket, like the whole thing.
That's why we do this. Yeah. That's why, like, listen, this is a learning exercise. You gotta see what you thought, where you were at, and how it's not going to probably play out that way. But that's the fun part in this, right?
Burn it or believe it.
Yeah, there we go. We'll sell it that way. So I just went in the order of the post on Twitter. So Chase, you unfortunately are up first.
All right. Not everything is out.
So
not everything
so
is.
We are going to give me a second here while I pull up the post. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So young Chase. Listen, I mean, just off the cuff, and I'll let you riff on your bracket here. Your champion's still alive.
Yes,
so
alive and well right now.
Good.
Top part, not so great. The top of my Final Four, not so great. Bottom part of my Final Four, nice. I really just, if I could all go back, I mean, it'd just be switching up Oregon and Penn State. That would have been probably smarter, because I did have a weird belief in Dante, but then I was like, oh no, surely all the talent. Dadgummit. Baylor, that was just, I didn't know. I'll be honest, like I'm not backtracking on anything Big 12, because I mean, if you knew, nice, called BYU, okay, good for you, random guess. But there's so much on this, and I'm like, Illinois, the path was there. That's probably going to wind up being Indiana again. Ole Miss, very solid. I don't hate it again like that. Just everybody else bought into the Clemson thing, and it's one of those things. It's a fade the entire world. It's what I should have done. Like you just have to know when everybody's like Clemson, that's it. What did he prove to me overly confident last year? Like I don't know. Like I thought Cade would just be a lot better. I believe in those wide receivers. That's the big one. Texas, same thing. I just believe they were too talented. And yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
They lost so much talent too. And it's like, golly bum. It's hindsight's 2020. My Memphis pick, I loved it. I loved it at the beginning. I still like it. The USF matchup in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I guess.
USF plays North Texas and Memphis back to back.
Yeah, you sure do, bud.
Holy
brutal G5.
Man, if they get through that, just go ahead and they deserve it. Give them the auto bid.
Yeah, slap them in there. I mean, the Georgia Tech pick, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're very alive.
Still alive, big dog. Like that's the thing is like the ACC, we're not too far off. I mean, again, my thing was I just didn't know what Beck was going to be, and this is him and Mendoza probably are they the two Heisman favorites right now?
From like Carson Beck and I think it's Carson and Dante.
Oh yeah, Dante Moore.
Dante Moore, yeah,
dude, you have what?
Dante Moore's been incredible.
Mendoza's probably up there too.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like,
for sure.
Dante's off for a whole week, and I forget about the guy that just had the best performance.
Yeah, it just balled out. Now has Mendoza coming to town. Francisco Mendoza coming to town. Or Fernando Mendoza. Why do I always call him?
See, I did that in that chair last week. I did the exact same thing.
Like, we are not being offensive. Fernando
I did Mendoza. My bad, though.
Was there a Francisco Mendoza?
I don't know.
Hold on. This may be wrong.
Well, that's just like,
was Francisco Mendoza in D2 the Mighty Ducks?
Maybe. Well, it's just like, I mean, early on.
I think there was a character named Francisco.
There's an Argentinian writer named Francisco Mendoza.
It's definitely
no, it's Luis Mendoza was his name.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's just like early on we were doing a SMU preview, and I called Kevin Jennings Greg Jennings. Is Greg Jennings a baseball player?
No, Greg Jennings is a
football player.
Yeah, and Greg Jennings is is an analyst in basketball too, isn't he?
Oh,
I have no idea.
It happens, dude.
Yeah,
it's part of it. So, anyways, Chase, you're.
He's not doing bad.
I would give myself like a B-.
This is pretty. Yeah. It's pretty good for compared to what they're about to put on the screen for me.
Yeah,
I would take that.
We started
all the time.
Yeah, we're gonna start out at our highest.
Yeah,
because
Ole Miss is great.
Ole Miss.
And what's crazy is like I think my SEC outside of Texas, like the three others are gonna wind up in those spots. I think. Are very close.
Yeah. I don't think you can say either. I don't think you can say any team up there for sure is going to make it at this point in the season. Maybe Ohio State or Oregon. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So looking at his bracket and like just to give you the teams I feel the best about, Bama, Ohio State, I feel pretty good about Ole Miss and Georgia Tech. Everybody, let me take Tech out. Bama, Ohio State, and Oregon. And a lot of that's because of Oregon's schedule. Oregon plays like nobody.
They'll get the Indiana W.
This Indiana, if they win this game against Indiana this weekend, which I think they are, I don't see them losing. Also because Dan Lanning's just a psycho.
He's on a killer.
And I love him.
He's on a rampage. Right
but yeah, no, I mean like Georgia's already lost to Bama. They're on the road at Auburn this week. We don't know what that's going to be. Like Ole Miss looks great. Georgia's got to play them. Like we don't know what's going to happen with the rest of those teams. Like I don't want to say Baylor's out in the Big 12.
Never going to die.
Like,
never.
I mean,
I don't think they are. They've got 2 losses and only 1 conference loss. No, they're not dead.
Yeah, and I think Texas Tech's the favorite, the clear favorite. But
what if dead may never die?
I mean, it's Baylor. You get Texas Tech, and you just got to win 1 game.
And I mean, Sawyer Robertson.
Who's next?
Go ahead
and pass it on. The
Sawyer Robertson is the most talented quarterback in the Big 12.
I think that's the best offense. Come on in.
Yeah.
We're rolling through playoffs.
Come on back, bro. Yeah, we're good.
We just went through mine. I think it's
So and
B to B minus.
Here we see the worst lower bracket. I think out of the group. I mean, dude, I had Penn State and Texas in my Final Four, and I think both of them just decided. We're out. I'll be honest. I don't feel great about either one of those teams. I don't think Texas is done losing. I don't. Where my head was at with Penn State here was that they're going to lose the games they normally lose.
Yeah,
and that's Ohio State.
And guess what? That would have been
and I feel like that's
if
I
they
feel
would
like
just won
that's-
this game this week, you'd still be
Yeah.
in that spot. Question, real quick.
Yeah.
I never heard this today.
Uh-huh.
I know obviously we all know like our 1 and 2s or the preseason 1 and 2s
Yeah.
out. Has that ever been done before by this time?
So it was a stat. What was it? Since the polls were expanded over 20 teams, this has never happened before.
2 like top 10 teams fell out.
Like the first and second team are now out of.
Yeah, you're there.
By week 6. At the end of week 6.
Yeah, this has
parity.
never happened. And that's like
wild.
19. It's either 1945 or 1960 or something like that.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, this has not happened in 50 plus years.
I didn't feel like it had happened.
No,
Yeah.
no, you hit right on the head there.
Anyways,
But yeah, so anyways, I still feel okay about Tulane. I don't feel great about them being the G5 representative because the way the Memphis and South Florida have looked, and I know Tulane and Memphis play in the next couple of weeks, the next month or so, so
next month.
that'll really settle that game. I did not see Notre Dame starting 0-2. Keep it a buck with you. I did not. I thought maybe they'd go 1-1 between A&M and Miami. So yeah, the Irish still have a chance, especially if the parity plays out the way that we think it might the rest of the year. I think 10-2 Notre Dame might have a chance to make it in. I don't feel great about it. Boys, Nebraska. Listen, I know statistically,
Still not dead.
I know statistically they're not dead. And I don't mean to take a shot at Will Compton, but I don't see that. I don't see that happening at the 11th seed. And then, Iowa State, I picked Iowa State because I love Matt Campbell, and I was kind of on the fence about Texas Tech, and I kind of elected to take I got to see it to believe it with Texas Tech. And boy, they have shown it thus far. So, yeah, I think clearing away a lot of the Texas Tech hype that was happening in the preseason has shown up so far. Still a lot of game left. Still a lot of ball left to play. But, yeah,
Good
Texas
start.
Texas and Penn State. Ooh. Luckily, I didn't have Clemson going that far.
Yeah.
So,
Congrats.
I mean, I literally just thought, the ACC is just not that great. I didn't expect Miami to be. I did not expect Miami to just be as dominant. Like, I thought they'd be good on the lines. I did not expect them to be as dominant as they are. And they have been.
So none of us had Miami in it.
No, I think it was a mix of not knowing what we were going to get from Carson and his weapons, not knowing how good they'd be on the lines of scrimmage, and then I think we all factored in just the fact that they can crystal ball away a game.
Yeah,
because they
sure.
have.
I think
100%.
that was that's all of the logic.
After they didn't do it last year with Cam Ward, and I know the defense was significantly worse than it is this year, but after they didn't do it last year with Cam Ward, it's like I can't pick them to do it again. I can't. I've got to see it. Kind of same stance with Texas Tech. Like Miami's probably a good team. I just got to see it. Turns out you're probably going to see it because they should just roll the rest of their ACC schedule.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless they just crystal ball a game away. We'll see.
Who's next?
Should be Malcolm.
I think it is young.
There he is.
All right. So,
buddy.
Wow.
Oh,
holy.
Well, I mean, his championship game is
terrible.
okay. Yeah. He's
airball.
alive-ish.
Undefeated
Colorado.
Undefeated South Carolina.
North Carolina.
I mean, I was on Beamer Ball like it was my last day on earth. I was.
I respect the hell out of you for that.
You look at the bottom, Tennessee and Alabama. I still think that's a realistic matchup.
Yeah, for
you're,
sure.
Definitely.
Your
Like
very
that.
bottom tier is really good.
Yeah, I think that is all solid. You look at this middle. I mean, I think Oregon is still right there, but South Carolina, you probably flip that out for like a Mizzou or like a Ole Miss, probably.
Probably Ole Miss. Ole
Yeah.
Miss looks to be pretty
Ole
legit.
Miss is that darling. From there, Notre Dame and oh my gosh, Colorado. You can slot Texas Tech in there.
Oh, no.
I still think Notre Dame figures it out. That Texas, holy moly. Yeah, that is a mess. And then obviously I got the Clemson pick wrong, but I am fighting with the Memphis Tigers out of the 901.
Your Memphis pick looks better
Chasing
and better.
Miggy, holding it
Yeah,
down for the
that
boys.
I
looks
like that, man. I
so
like that
good.
from the beginning.
Looks so good. So I like the playoff. I mean, obviously I've missed on 2 out of my 4 final 4 participants, but yeah, hindsight is 2020. I do feel good that I went with my gut about the Tennessee Vols because I do think that's realistic, and I think that can happen.
That looks
for
very
sure.
nice. That looks very, very nice.
The 10 seed, if not higher, is very much in play
So
for Tennessee.
that makes me extremely happy. But yeah, I put too much stock into South Carolina. I did.
I'm curious, like, I just want to know the Colorado pick.
Bro, I believe in Dion, and Instagram will get you.
And Caden Salter looked great at Liberty.
You know,
like, he looked great.
Instagram will get you. I thought it was just all these transfers.
Yep.
They got the best, to me, top 3 offensive linemen in Jordan Seaton. Like, he looks like a real unit.
He's
and I'm
a dude.
like, dang, like these guys are going to show up and show out, and they are just not. And I don't know why. And it's bothering me, and because it's not going to get better. I mean, I do think this is Prime's potentially his last year, just because of health reasons.
Yeah, it might be, dude, and that's sad.
And it's really sad, but I think that is going to be a cherry-picked program from like guys like Miami, Ole Miss, like these notorious transfer schools. I'm ravaging Colorado to go get some talent because there's talent there to be had.
There is, it's a there's gonna be some spots they're really lacking in.
Yeah,
but there's definitely talent in certain spots.
Yeah, like I mean, Tennessee was a beneficiary of it with Colton Hood. I mean, look at this guy's now a first rounder.
Yeah,
projected.
He is.
So we'll see.
He was what, our third corner?
Yeah, he was our third corner to start the year.
Yeah,
the second,
and he's forced into action, and he's
got opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
Played well.
Yeah, doing great stuff. All right, last one.
All right.
Oh no, that was it. That was all. That was it.
No,
Oh,
wait,
no.
Wait, we got one more.
No, we got one more. And
oh my gosh, we've already said the F word this podcast, haven't we?
You know, this might be worth the second.
I'll give you two.
This might be worth the second.
They'll let it slide. We've got 152 episodes of not
Fuck me. Oh my god. All right. Well, let's go through the crack I was smoking. All right. So the UTEP thing was just for fun. I'll admit it was just a reason so I could bet UTEP plus 30,000 on, and I talked myself into the whole thing, and I don't take that back. I guess the LSU thing's not dead.
It's not dead. LSU's not dead.
The 5 seed, that would be real hard. Same for Notre Dame. Notre Dame, if they get in, is not going to be a 4 seed this year. And yeah, so we moved down to Georgia. I feel good about that. Not terrific.
9 seeds.
Yeah. I think that's well within their grasp.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Illinois, if they beat Ohio State this week, because you can tell that I'm trying to like play this.
Your
up
willingness.
Hey, dude.
The bottom of the bracket.
Hey, dude, you never know in college ball.
Yeah, sure. So if they beat Ohio State this week, maybe, and then you see the team that I have at 11, and it just
that 11-6 matchup, dog, is just
what could have been, boys.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Wow.
I mean, Florida's not dead.
No, but Colorado is.
Okay, we're starting to really stretch on our not dead.
You guys being nice. Florida is dead. Colorado is really dead. And again, I did that for fun, but I mean, just because I wanted to see Dion get in the college football playoff. I really did. I didn't pick it because I knew much about Colorado or because I was like, yeah, these factors, they're going to win. I was like, I just want to see Dion out there. And I gave them the 6th seed. Whew, boy, that is horrific.
Here's the thing. It's the Big 12. I don't fault anybody for good, bad.
No, I don't.
Because if you would have told me BYU without their starting quarterbacks could be leading the league right now.
Yeah.
Them in Texas.
Right.
The Big 12 was kind of like, okay, I'm going to pick an apple, and this is the team I'm going with.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where we were at. I mean, there were leans, obviously, but
yeah. And you missed. Okay.
Dude,
So,
it happens.
We're all there.
We get down to the bottom of this bracket, and Ohio State, I still stick by the fact that I think this version of Ohio State is going to lose a game or two. So I feel pretty good about the 10 seed. They may be with a loss, they wouldn't be the 10 seed. With 2 losses, I think they're easily a 10 seed.
Yeah.
Texas, get out of here. Whatever. Penn State, see ya. Clemson, bye. And then I had Colorado advancing 2 rounds. Or I had them advancing to
You had them beating Florida.
Oh, okay.
Hey, dude, I respect it because like that's what this is for, right?
Right.
So we make these predictions so we can go back and look at them. Like,
Yeah.
We can laugh.
Well, I'll go ahead and I guess we'll wrap it up with this. Clemson, not going to be the 3 seed. Not going to be any factor whatsoever. So, yeah. I my champion's still alive. a good part of my top bracket is still alive. Looking back, I should have just done the honorable thing and put Vanderbilt in this thing because I debated doing it all night and just having fun. Because I already had UTEP and Colorado. I should have put Vanderbilt in it.
Vanderbilt over Florida would have been looked really
no
nice.
Vanderbilt
looks solid.
Dude,
Yeah.
you imagine you put Vanderbilt over Texas, and you'd
that's
been
what I was
like,
going to do
hey,
because
this was
originally I called Texas at 8-4, and then I
Uh-huh.
sat down and everybody sent their playoff brackets in. And I was like, I can't leave out Texas. I'm going to look stupid, and then I should have just done it. I should have just had fun and put them in there, and then. Yeah, I believed in Brian Kelly and James Franklin and Dabo Swinney, and that's my fault. And
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Well, they get paid for you to believe in them.
yeah.
They do.
That's true. You know what, Malcolm? That's a good point. They make 90 times as much as I do for me to believe in them to win football games. They have one job.
Yeah, one
That's
job.
right,
One
Malcolm.
job.
Yeah,
Between the three of them, they make $35 million a year.
that's right. They do.
A year.
Shameful. They
Awful.
should have conformed to their schedule to get to my bracket.
Bingo.
Should coaches start having to pay, like, if a team goes out there and plays like a G5 school, should coaches start having to pay that if they lose?
I think there should be a penalty. I think if you lose to like in this case, like
Shout out Northern
Notre Dame.
Alabama.
if what happened with Notre Dame last year, losing to Northern Illinois, I think that should be a $500,000 like deduction off your overall salary.
For Marcus Freeman?
I think that should.
He'd get it
I
back
think,
though, right?
I think
Because he made the natty.
Contract.
yeah.
Put that in
Every
the
school,
contract.
every school has like a little
Yeah.
collection fund,
Uh-huh.
and they disperse that amongst the students.
Do you imagine if it was like,
Could you? Yeah.
What if it was drinks on Coach Franklin tonight for losing to UCLA? What if it was at the local bars? It was, if this coach loses tonight because he has caused you such pain, because we know college students are attached to their football teams. It's basically a feeder system to get them in the stadium.
Yep.
It's whatever bars down there in Happy Valley, the most popular ones. It's drinks on Coach Franklin tonight if he loses to UCLA.
You know who would do that? Lane Kiffin.
oh, dude,
Sure.
without a
Yeah,
shadow
Lane
of a
Kiffin would
doubt.
absolutely be all over that.
Each loss, or does it have to be like an unranked team?
No, this has to be like
No,
has
it's
to be
like
like
a-
stipulated in the contract. So not UCLA, but if Penn State were to say lose to whoever they struggled
Let's
with,
say-
in-
Villanova.
yeah,
or-
Villanova. Sure.
Let's
Florida
say it's an every unranked team.
Oh, that would get
Ooh.
nobody would want to coach anymore.
I mean,
Unranked group of five
Unranked.
school.
unranked losing record.
Yes.
Did I think that we may have just
past
solved
three.
college football?
I
You
think
know how many coaches
Past 3 games,
one
got to
would
be
be
like.
losing their minds over every call, everything, and two, I mean, you're talking about something to sharpen your focus. Can't buy the new swimming pool next year. We can't get the new mansion.
Honey, we're not going to Cabo.
That's right. Yeah.
Could you imagine signing that and your wife being like, "Why did $475,000 leave my bank account?"
what the hell just happened?
Oh man.
That'd be a
Why-
surefire way to
or
just
it's like,
implode
why
the
is-
sport.
yeah.
It just, it
I don't
just
know.
ceased to
I don't know what
exist.
bank ultra rich people use. I'm just gonna go with Chase Bank because it's shout out.
Chase.
Yeah. Could you imagine Chase Bank calling you like, "Why is $7 leaving your account in incredible numbers right now?"
What if it was it was a donation to the other school's NIL fund?
See, that's what I was
Oh.
thinking. Like you donate to
Oh.
some collective.
Ooh.
Yes, I think that's how you got to do it.
See, that's the thing, though. Then you would get in these scenarios because college football players can't help themselves after a scenario like that,
Yeah.
where I guarantee you the other team's players that just won the game are going to go up to the opposing coach and make one of these or do
Oh,
one of
good.
these or like get your checkbook out, and then the sport's just dead.
The sport's
after that.
ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sport's ruined.
The dunk on you culture that we have right now, heck yeah. That'd be so bad.
It's funny, but then no,
Yeah.
that'd be awful.
It'd be one time, but like you mentioned, the college football players love to celebrate. I saw again, somebody put it out over Thursday, like, "Oh, DBs love to do this whenever it's like 20 yards overthrown." I kind of like noticed it this week, and I was like, "Man, there are a lot of celebrations whenever they don't really do anything." They got beat. One guy got beat on a double move, bad, and there was just a bad overthrow, and he's like,
Yeah, dude.
Seatbelt.
How do you feel
Yeah.
about corners doing the whole like box thing when it's just like a clear overthrow or like out of bounds?
I hate it.
I'm with you, but also like corner feels like one of those positions where you just have to have like a big ego
You
play.
do have to.
Because
I
it's
want
just
my
like
wide
you have to have
receivers and
so
corners.
much confidence to play corner because it's just like I don't know. You're one of those nameless, faceless positions until you get burned as
Yeah.
a corner. Like
Yeah.
you are one of those people where it's like
Thankless
no
job.
one. Well, like if you go out and you throw a shutout against
Yeah.
a receiver, no one's gonna be like, "Yeah, great, good job." But the moment you give up a touchdown, it's
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the most thankless job.
Yeah.
That
And
kickers.
receivers are kind of obnoxious with this whole like
How about a
first
long
down,
snapper?
oh yeah.
Nobody talks about a long snapper
Yeah,
or
they're
a
not-
holder.
Yeah, they're not doing that much. Yeah.
I did see a long snapper
Hey,
got into
I
it on
mean-
Twitter with the next teammate yesterday.
Yeah,
you
I
see
did
that?
see that.
no.
Yeah. He told him to shut up and go stuff his face after the games.
Oh, because
Yeah.
he said he was terrible at kicking or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, said stop. He said stop tapping kickers' helmets after they miss. They literally have one job. He said stop stuffing your face after games.
Kicking has been egregiously bad in all of football this year, though.
It's not
Like
great.
It's a-
special
and, like-
teams in general, like there's so many block kicks this year in the
Yeah.
NFL. It's insane.
Yep.
It's been at an all-time high. Special teams has been atrocious.
Yeah.
A lot of missed kicks in college football. But I mean, college kickers is like
Oh, it's the
that's just a roll of the
That's
dice,
annoying.
anyways.
yeah. It's just too much pressure on an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know,
It happens.
that's it.
It happens.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Under 8:30. That's our goal. Good job. We did it.
Yay.
We did it. We did it. All right. Like, subscribe everywhere. Much love. G, we love you. Godspeed out there in the not so great state of Alabama. Peace.